Got it? All right.
You see it on the YouTube live?
Um, now you have sent it up?
Yeah, he did send it.
Huh? Yeah, you sent it. So.
Yes, I see it. Okay. We're in the Numbers chapter 33, verse 49. Where Kanwa Ail Ha Ya Ra Dun Jordan Ba no Ma Ba Yat Ha Ya Shamat Aid Abal Hasha Tha Yam Ba I Rab Ra Sab Sab no Ba I Ra Bat Ma Wa Ab Moab. Verse 50, where the bar Yahweh al Masha Ba I Ra Bat Ma Wa Ab Al Yara Dun Yara Kawa La Amar. Verse 51, the bar al Banya Yasha'ala wa Martha Alham Kaya Atham I Baryam at Ha Yaradan al Aha Aratiza Ka Na Ain. Verse 52, Waha Ra Ras Thum at Kal Ya Shabya Ha'aratiza Ma Panya Kum Wa Abda Thum at Kal Masaka Ya Thum Wa at Kal Tazala Maya Masa Ka Thum Tha A Ba Dawa Wa at Kal Bama Wa Thum Ta Shama Yadwa. Verse 53, Waha Wa Ra Sha Thum at Ha A Ratiza Wa Ya Sha Ba Thum Baha Kaya Lakam Wa Sa Ya at Aharatiza Lara Shat A Saha. Verse 54, Wa Ha Sa Na Ka La Thum at Haratiza Ba Ga Wa Rol La Ba Sha Pa Ka Sa Ya Kum La Rab Hara Bawa at Na Ka La Sawa Wala Ma I Sa Sama I Yat at Na Ka La Sawa Al Hashra Ya Taza'a Lawa Sha Shamha Haga Wa Ral Lawa Ya Haya Lama Ta Wat Abtha Ya Kum Tha Na Ka Lawa. Verse 55. Wa La Thawa Ra Waswa At Yasha Ba Ya Ha Ratiza Ma Pan Yakam Wa Ha Ya Ashara Thawa Tha Ya Rawa Ma Ham Lasha Ka Yam Ba I Yan Yakam Ya La Taza Na Ya Num Ba Taza Da Ya Kam Wa Taza Ra Wa At Kam Il Ha'aratiza Shara Atham Yasha Ba Yum Ma skip verse Maha. Read it. Let's skip the verse. Wala na ya na ma ba taza da yak ma wa taza ra wa atham ma a tha ka ma il ratiza ashara atham ya sha ba yum ba ha. 56. Last verse. Wa ha ya ha ka ashara dam yat ya la I shawat laham I shaha la kam. Okay. So we go into the English now, King James Version. Numbers 33, King James Version. Verse 1. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. So Moses being the leader and Aaron the priest. Verse 2. And Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of the Lord. And these are their journeys according to their going out. So we went to, after we left Egypt, and we go on different journeys, and we camp here, and then we camp here. Camp there. Verse 3. And they departed from Ramesses in the first month on the 50th day of the first month. What is the 14th? The first month, the 14th, 15th day at evening. What day is that? Very good. On the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. So the Most High delivered us out of Egypt. That's what I thought about a verse.
Anybody read Numbers 33? I read it. Read it? Good. What about it? What is it about? That's what you say. Tell us about it.
That's what
He
it
just
is.
started it.
Give us an introduction.
What's it
They're
about?
going to tell us,
In English.
they're talking about the children of Israel, all the locations that they visited before they got to the promised land. That's what it says. That's all it's telling you. Yeah, you're right.
It's basic.
Jeremiah, Gabar, Jeremiah 16, 14, and 15.
Jeremiah, we said 16 and 14?
Yes. So verse 3. Jeremiah 16, 14, 15.
16 chapter 14.
Y'all ready?
16 chapter 14 verse.
Yes.
Therefore, behold, the
He
days.
said Gabar.
Oh, he said, begin to read. Oh, it's something. Yeah, it is. Okay.
La.
Allah, not La.
Is la.
Right, there you go.
It's gonna be a long day.
It's God, baby.
Wait.
You're moving too fast. You hit it this fast.
No, I don't have a question.
All right, you got it?
So I gotta wait. You read.
You got it?
Oh,
I know you got it.
Oh,
Right?
got it.
He's on the ball, man. He's an A student now.
That's good.
That's right. That's right, brother.
We needed to get him on the Hebrew.
Oh, yeah, once you start the Hebrew, you're not going to be able to.
Yeah. He's gonna be on fire.
On fire. Yeah, my battery went down yesterday.
Did you turn your battery car way off?
I had the flashes on it and it went down.
Oh, okay, that's what I get it.
Yeah. I had to call AAA.
You call through it?
Come on, man, let's get to the verse. Here you go. Therefore, behold, the day comes, thank the Lord, that it is no more be said. The Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands, whether he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I give unto their fathers.
So what does that mean?
Land that he gave unto their fathers.
No, there's two verses what you just read.
Okay, well, let me back up. Therefore, behold, the day comes, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Now, first of all, he had to get them out of Egypt. So, he got Moses and Aaron to follow his commandments for Pharaoh.
Okay. All
That
right.
was the main word.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the understanding of these two verses.
Yeah, okay. Want me to say something?
Yeah, to break it down. All right, Paquat.
All right, so reading from this,
Mm-hmm.
from what I understand is the Lord is therefore behold the days come, so meaning there's a day that's coming.
Right.
And this is the Lord is saying that. It says that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So there's gonna come a time where saying that the children of Israel were delivered from Egypt, that saying will be past story. Right, it's gonna be a past story. We're gonna be saying a new thing now. And that new thing is in verse 15. right? So right now, when we talk about Israel, when we want to identify Israel, we ask people, who do we know was delivered from Egypt? Then you said the children of Israel. But there's gonna come a time, that's not what we're gonna say. We're gonna say something new.
Okay. That'll be
The 15th chapter says, here is what we're gonna say. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of north. Where are we right now?
North.
We in the North America. We in the land of north. So meaning the children of Israel that we kept saying that he delivered them out of the land of Egypt, they here in the land of north now. So in the future, we're gonna say the children of Israel got delivered from the land of north. We will no more say Egypt anymore.
right.
We will no longer say Egypt.
Will it be from north?
No, it will be here. Now we will be delivered. The same way we got delivered out of Egypt, and we saying it now. In the future, we will not be saying that anymore. We will say we got delivered out of the land of north, out of the North America.
North America.
That's gonna be the new thing.
Wait a minute, say that again.
And from all the
Right.
lands.
Right. It says right now in verse 14,
Right.
as we're sitting in this room right now, when we speak to people in the street, we say, oh, the children of Israel, they got delivered from Egypt. That's what we're saying now.
And
That's right now, that's what we're saying in the present time. But in the future, we will no longer say that. We will say the children of Israel got delivered out of the land of north. And every other places that we got scattered throughout the corners, that's what we're gonna be saying.
When I say we the children
yeah, because
live in the land of the north.
Oh, yes, we are the
Live
children
in
in
the
land of the north right now.
Okay.
And in
And-
the future, that's what we're gonna be saying. We're gonna be saying, man, the Most High got us out of America. We won't be saying Egypt anymore.
There's
Now
another
we're getting
saying
on the
they
back.
got too. We the people of the Bible.
Right,
yeah,
that's pretty
I
much
got that off the phone.
Right.
You said we the people of the Bible.
right. So that's gonna be a thing of the past.
Right.
Saying Egypt right now,
Right.
in this time, that's the new thing for us now.
Right.
But in the future, we will no longer saying that. We're gonna say we got delivered out of America or out of the land of north. Right, in all the countries surround that we got, so we scattered out of them.
Right.
All right.
yeah, because a lot of movies are now like the Ten Commandments and other movies after the Ten Commandments to the children of Israel delivered out of Egypt because of, after 400 years of bondage and everything. But we're still gonna say like Exodus, 20. It says, "I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage."
Right.
These scriptures are gonna still be there, but for now, I mean, when it's gonna come to pass?
Right. So that's gonna be archived.
Yes.
What we're saying right now will be archived. We're gonna have a new thing that we're saying. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna just put it on the back burner now. Now it's gonna be a new thing,
Right.
like new stuff. New
Yes.
stuff.
Holiday that we do so.
Like for example,
Excuse me.
it's gonna be a new thing. Like
The new holiday.
no, the holy days are gonna be there, but we're gonna know it to the fullest.
And we're gonna celebrate that day, right?
Yes.
Right.
So it's gonna be a new high holy day. Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Because what happened is
Yeah.
what we're doing right now. Let me finish verse 15.
Ooh, I
It
did
says,
not
and from
touch
all the land whether he had driven them. So some of us is in Jamaica, some of us is in Haiti, some of us in Guatemala, some of us in Mexico,
Right.
right? So he's wherever he's driven us. Some of us are in Europe, right? Those who's gonna be part of the those that's gonna be delivered. Then where we gonna be? He says, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. What is the land that we had before? Israel, Jerusalem.
Ooh.
We had Jerusalem before. So he's gonna bring us right back to where we started. In Jerusalem.
I mean, back to our homeland.
Yeah, back to our homeland, where he gave our fathers.
Okay.
We're
Now,
gonna go right back.
that could be called Canaan land too.
Yeah, because even before we weren't there, the Canaanites, the Hamites were there, and the Most High have us drive them out and take the land because it's our land. And then just because of sin, we got kicked out of our land.
Right.
So when you read Isaiah 1:7.
Right. So that's why you have so many fights going on in that region, right? in that region that called Canaan is modern day Syria, modern day Lebanon, and around Jordan,
Right.
including Jerusalem, right? So modern day Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. So in that region right now, that was called Canaan, right? So it was named after one of the grandson of Noah,
Right?
Ham, right? Who had the son Canaan, and his name was named after him.
All right.
All right.
Just like how the new thing is going to be like Hebrews 8 and 8 and 9. So it's going to be a new thing from the land of the north and all lands, right? So this going to be a new thing again also. Hebrews 8 and 8. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regard them not, said the Lord. Verse 10, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. So it's going to be a new thing.
That's Hebrews read, right?
Well, yeah, what verse is that?
Hebrews 8 and 8
Went to 10, right?
to 10, yes. So it's going to be like a new thing. But now, talk about from Egypt. All right.
Yeah, that's true, right? That's true.
Numbers 33, verse 4.
What do you say? Verse 4?
Yeah, back
All
to
right,
Numbers.
Verse 4. Oh, start reading.
It says, for the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which the Lord had smitten among them upon their gods. Also, the Lord executed judgment. So, for verse 4, you can read Exodus 11 and 5.
We got a lot of verses.
Yeah. Well, we can handle it.
Yeah, that's when I go quickly. Exodus 11 and 5. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. So, and also, I just want to get Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 13.
Was it 20 and 18?
18 and 13.
Yeah. Well,
Also, you could
18. Let me read this one quickly. For whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledged this people to be the sons of God. Paquad.
Also, you could write down James 1:17, pretty much telling us that the same God that delivers us out of Egypt is the same God that's in our lives today. So God never changed. So the same thing that He promised that He would do when we were in Egypt, it's the same thing that He said that He will be doing here also.
You say James what?
James 1:17. That's why it's important to know the purpose of this, what we're doing.
You gonna go to the first one, this time.
And also verse 5. And the children of Israel removed from Ramesses and pitched in Succoth. Exodus 12. So the same thing here, it says Exodus 12:37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children. Verse 6. And they departed from Succoth and pitched in Etham, which is in the edge of the wilderness. Verse 5. And they removed from Etham and turned again unto Pihahiroth, which is before Baal Zephon, and they pitched before Migdol. So we move from different places.
That verse 7, go ahead.
Verse 8. And they departed from Pihahiroth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham and pitched in Marah. So verse 8.
Like before we move on, because the rest of it's gonna be moving from this place to that place, moving from this place to that place. Before we move, let's go to Ramses, Exodus 13:17-18. Like, because the rest of it is gonna be like flowing. We move here to there, we move here to there, we move here.
So what verse you talking about?
13.
No. For what verse?
For is it the one from Ramses? We departed from Ramses, verse 5.
Oh, verse 5. Yes.
Exodus chapter 13, verse 17-18.
Exodus.
That's that 15, 18.
Exodus 13.
Done. Exodus chapter 13, verse 17-18. Let me read it real fast. Exodus chapter 13, read in verse 17. And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that God led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war and they return to Egypt. So the Most High, instead of choosing the short route, instead of choosing the short route,
Which is
the long route,
Right.
Instead of going to the land of the Philistines, which would be shorter,
Right.
Okay.
but He took us the long way.
Right.
So why do you think the Most High took us the long way?
That'll verify you.
No, it says it right there.
Wait a minute.
Well, he said they
Yeah.
answered it.
Huh?
They might have got scared and ran back to Egypt when they seen the size of those things.
Right.
when they see the Egyptians.
When they see the Egyptians.
No, it said
That-
those things.
Right.
No.
It was gonna go to the land of the Philistines,
Right.
right? So there would be a war going on.
No, but I'm
Right. They took the long
Yeah,
way.
Who
yeah.
we fighting?
No, but who was pursuing us?
The Africans.
The Egyptians were
Who the
pursuing.
Egyptians.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happened is if they took us the short way, they wouldn't be able to fight us. Remember, we went through the long way in the sea, and then the Most High closed it up.
Right. That's
Right,
why
and
he
they got destroyed.
That's how he got
Right. So if they pursuing us in the sea, right, the Most High can bring the sea and close them up. But if we go to the Philistine, there's no sea to close up.
Right.
So we would have to get into a blow.
No,
So the Most,
I understand that, but I don't.
no,
get
what happened is
that
we
verse.
were in war with the Philistine.
Say it again.
We weren't in a war with Philistine.
We weren't in a war with the Philistines.
No, we were in a war with Philistine.
But if we went that way,
What happened is they were chasing us.
the Egyptians.
The Egyptians was chasing us. So they were fighting us.
But it says in the gain affairs, when Pharaoh had let the people go,
Right.
that God led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines.
Right. Not to the way of the land of the Philistine.
Right.
Although
If they're shooting,
that was near, that was the best way to
Right.
go.
That was the best. Not the best way.
We're saying although that was near, so
That was near. That was closer to where
but
you
that was
wanted.
the best way then. The easiest route, the closest, the closest.
The
It would've
easiest route.
been-
Here's why we put it. The easiest route is not always the best route.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But the easiest route could be the best route. It's all depends.
If it wasn't for
If our mind is ready, right, we weren't gonna run, then he probably would be the best route.
Right.
But in Mosiah's thinking, for us at this point, we're not in the right mindset for that to be the best route for us.
Right.
So he got to choose the long way for us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why
So-
he did it.
But to me, it seems that the Philistines would have attacked us if we went that direction.
Possibly there could be
It's
fight with
possible.
us and fight with the Philistines.
It's possible.
It could be there would be some blows going on.
That's right.
So the Mosai and his rationality and knowing his people, where they are in their mindset, he said, you know what,
I
that
think
would
in the
not
long
be
way.
good for them.
Right.
Because he's thinking for us,
Right.
right? He said that would not be good for them. Let me take him
The
the
long way.
long way.
Right.
Not unless he had that plan a long time ago.
He had
He was
the
going to
plan.
drown the Egyptians in the sea.
He
And
had
he wanted to lead them
Right.
into that trap.
But would it be the best route or not the best route? We don't know. What we know is the route that he took us was the best route for us at that time.
Because most I think
But it wasn't the shortest route, but it was the best route, the safest route.
No, we couldn't say the best route.
Right.
What happened is it could have been the best route,
Uh,
but we don't know because the Mosai to give us the clue why he did not take us that way. It's the shorter route, right, which could have been the best route,
Right.
right, or it could have not been the best route.
Well, it's not the best route because,
We're not in the mindset to absorb if there was war that we would not.
right, so it's not the best
It's not the
route.
best route.
But it's the shortest route.
It's the shortest route.
Because they said near,
Right,
so it's
Right.
the shortest, but it's not the best.
right.
Right.
To
But-
get us to where the Mosai want us to go, that's the shortest route.
Because the Egyptian was on our ass.
That's the best route.
Right, because it's about two weeks away. About 2 weeks away.
Right.
To the point where we ended up there in 40 years.
Right.
40 years versus 2 weeks.
We still had to, well.
But it's the
if we-
most
if
had
we
to
weren't
show.
ready- If we weren't ready for the promised land, it still have been 40 years, because he had to kill us all off, whether we went the 2 week route or not.
The first generation.
He still was gonna kill us off for 2 weeks, it'd have been 40 years too, we still. been-
No, not all off, but just the first generation. But it's
But
just
that's all of them, except the 2 people that made it out of there.
no, the first generation, because remember we had children to replenish our nation.
Right, well, yeah, the first generation, okay.
The first generation,
First
not to
generation.
wipe us out.
Right, else we wouldn't be none of that.
Because Moses even pleaded against the, to the Most High not to wipe us out, because the Most High gonna, to make a nation out of Moses. But Moses pleaded to the Most High is not like saying he's gonna bring us to there and just to kill us.
Right.
So let's go on.
You got that?
So in the midst of the sea,
I
so
told him when he first made it.
so verse
Y'all
8.
say y'all can't understand. Go ahead, brother, read.
So when it said through the midst of the sea, which is the crossing,
Right.
right? Which is the crossing, which is verse 8. This is Exodus 14, 16, and 21.
That's what verse 8.
That's Exodus 14, 16, verse 16. But lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. So when it said the midst of the sea, which we cross the sea
That's
by the hand of the, with the Most High and Moses. And verse 21, after we crossed over, verse 21, and Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. So, Wisdom of Solomon 19, verse 7, it says, and namely, a cloud shadow in the camp, and where water stood before, dry land appeared, and out of the Red Sea a way without impediment, and out of the violent stream a green field. So we went through the sea, and we went on green field. The Most High made grass for us.
What verse you just read?
Wisdom of Solomon,
Okay.
19 and 7.
Where'd you get there? Yeah, that's what I say. Wisdom of Solomon
It
what?
ain't here when you pull it.
Oh,
Hey, you just started reading.
yeah. Wisdom of Solomon.
My best student missed that.
He ran.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 19, verse 7.
Okay. Well, you done read it, but it's on page 58, 59,
Yeah.
19. It's on page.
So not just we just walk through, the Most High made a green field for us to walk through.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I produced it actually. I'm up here reading like this.
Yeah.
Wow, he put grass there.
That's right, put grass
In the
on
middle of the city.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
green field,
it. First of all,
so
you made it dry for us to cross it.
yeah, so it was a green field. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's not just
Marty and not something.
or anything like it. It's made a green field. Yeah, and they made a green field.
Right.
So it was a beautiful so that's a miracle too.
Real out of the
And,
sea.
and at that time, we needed that.
Yeah.
We needed to see something different. 'Cause we
800,000 people coming
right,
from.
remember, we just came out of slavery.
Right.
We just came out of hard bondage. Now
Everybody
we need some rest. We need to see something better.
Yeah.
So the Most High made it, give us those, but we will be going through stuff.
Damn green grass.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you this right now.
As we read on, we will be going through some stuff. But
I'm
right now,
gonna give you
I'm
right
gonna give you
now.
some.
I'm gonna give you this
ease
right
up.
now.
And also, I just want to stick something else in there also.
Put it in there.
You like that, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? It's good.
I make you read it then.
What is that?
Nehemiah 9:21.
Okay. Slide 21. Here we go.
Nice and loud.
If that's Ezra. 9:21. I'm gonna wait for y'all. Got it highlighted. Y'all cannot. He did this before. Yes, he did.
Although we wandered for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
for the first generation passed
Caleb
along.
and Jacob, the only two made, right?
Yeah, Caleb
Joshua.
and Joshua.
Okay. Yeah, Caleb and Joshua, because Moses gave him the staff.
Okay.
What you say?
So you got it, Nehemiah 9:21.
Joshua.
No, not Jacob.
Right there, Caleb. That's my funny name, my Lancaster, and Joshua. Y'all ready? Come on now. Yea, 40 years did thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swelled not. That's a real, they have real gear on.
No, but I'm saying, our clothes didn't wax old
That's right.
because being there for
Just right.
I mean, 40 years?
Yeah.
Within 40 years, you have to change your clothes because it's wax old and stuff like that. And, wax old and your feet, and our feet then swell up.
Right.
Because being on your feet for a long extended of time, your feet would, standing your feet would swell.
Right.
They lack nothing.
Right. And keep in mind, he says that if their feet didn't get swelled,
That's
they
right.
have cars. We took journeys by foot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Your foot that's your will. And I mean, you everywhere you go in your journey, you gotta march it. You gotta walk. Right? So that's why you mentioned our feet didn't get swollen, even though we did a lot of walking. Right? That's how we travel.
And you took it.
Right.
So you took Jesus.
Right.
For the
That
dog.
was our Mercedes right there.
So,
you got good feet,
it's-
And the thing is, he's fed us. That's the real thing.
He fed us and all.
You can't look down.
If we didn't have time to sit around and grow nothing, we was always moving. Go to Walmart. He was just leaving us like the rest of
Man,
us.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, everywhere we go, we pick up and move, but we stay there for some time.
Okay.
Right? We stay there. That's how we there for 40 years. 40 years. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, one day you just stay there. We constantly moving, but we never stay there for a long time.
So what, we stay there for a year?
Probably a year or 2 or 3,
And
right?
move
Move on to another place. You might
Oh,
say
okay.
4 years in this place.
Oh,
You
we did
move
grow
on.
some crops and stuff.
Right.
Add up to
So-
40 years.
Is that journey of going through the motion and going, the most I could is to have us go there like that.
Right.
But is that journey that we make it each steps to go there?
and making babies.
Right. So the thing is,
Yeah.
what we gotta realize is the Most High is gonna have us possess a land, right? And our mindset, it takes time to reprogram.
Right.
And reprogram our ways. We grow up in Egypt. We go through a lot of stuff. Our mindset is set a certain way.
That's right.
400 years in slavery. So that mindset is set in a way. So the Most High had to get us in the wilderness, change our way, make us understand that He is our power. Here's how we should serve Him. Pretty much reprogram us, taught us again like babies.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes time.
Right.
So yeah.
Right, it takes time for us to get reprogrammed in the way that He wanted us. Like little tendencies and things we have and things like that. He had to change all of that. It takes time.
Right.
So that's why He didn't take us straight from the shortcut, because it takes a long way,
That's
to
right.
get people to reprogram and change their ways.
So you
Right.
understand.
That's why.
So, to get like one of these things out of the first generation, Numbers 11 and 5. To get this, to get it out of the first generation past, so we don't remember this.
Right.
Gabar, read this, Numbers 11 and 5.
Go ahead. I got a nigga.
Everybody say calm when they hear it.
Go.
So to get that, the 400 years, all that slavery and hard bondage to get it out of us, although, we remember, that, but this is one of the remembrance.
Right. Case in point too, right? Imagine right now, we already thinking like American in this kingdom, right? We don't think like Israelites.
No.
It's the same way. We think like American. None of us at some point even realize that we Israelites. We start thinking that by the way the oppressor. We call ourselves black. We call ourselves American. We call ourselves Mexican. We call ourselves Jamaican. We call ourselves everything. And we behave like these people want us to behave. So we programmed by these people.
Right.
So it's the same thing that was going on in Egypt. It's the same thing that's going on with us right now.
Right.
Because we don't think of ourselves as Israelite. We think of ourselves as
Somebody else.
somebody else.
Well,
So-
I do now.
Right. So now we start to get reprogrammed, and it takes time.
Right.
It takes time. So that's
Yeah.
the thing with the Most High.
Yeah.
Right. The thing with the Most High is, he don't care too much about time. He care about us. So however long it's gonna take for us to change, He's patient.
Very
He's very patient. So that's why we're gonna say, oh, it's a long time. To you, you're looking at the time. The Most High is looking at you. He cares about you. Are you changing? Not the time. Are you changing?
Right.
If I were to come right now, are you in a position to accept me and my blessings? Are you gonna be in the kingdom? Right? Are you keeping the laws? So he's looking at you when we looking at time.
Okay, so Gabar, you got that? What did I say? Gabar, right?
Yes.
Numbers 11 and 5.
We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic.
So we remember the food that the fish that we eat freely, right? Remember all of that. Well, remember, so once the first generation that pass along, because like, even our foreparents, right? They remember certain things.
Right.
And so once that generation passed by, when we come up new, we remember different things.
Right.
We don't remember what they remember.
Right.
Remember different things.
Right. One last comment on that. For example, Most High give us a food like manna that we never really eat before, right?
Yeah.
But we're not used to that. We used to cucumbers.
And the
So
fish.
right now, what we used to pizza,
Chicken
right?
wings.
Chicken wings,
Right.
right?
French fries.
French fries. If the Most High come in and give us something different, we gonna say, man, this is not French fries.
That's right.
Right? This is not chicken.
This is
It's not pizza. That's what I'm used to.
Right.
Right? So we program in the way of America.
Right.
Right? Not in the way of Israelite.
Right.
Who we gonna drink some soda, Lord? No.
Right.
Water.
So what is that? Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
This is not Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
What is this?
Because they program all that stuff, advertising every day to us.
Right.
Yeah, we program.
Right now, we are somebody else. We acting like somebody else. Now, that's how we don't even know ourselves. We lost.
Right.
Okay. So once the generation pass along, and the second generation coming up now, even normal thing, when the older generation think about all of that, and the new ones coming up now, they think differently. Verse 9. Numbers 32, verse 9. And they removed from Marah and came unto Elim, and in Elim were 12 fountains of water and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there. So 70 palm trees, and we pitched it because where there's water, there's life source, and we could drink, because one of the main things is water. The first thing somebody's out in the desert or traveling, they need that water.
Right. And also the palm trees too, right? We can lodge there, and it tells you the amount of palm trees that was there that can be like a shade. You remember, and you're in the desert, when you find a
That's
place
when Moses went there when he's out there.
Yeah, when you find a place that have a tree, you're like, man,
it's
I like
water
that
right
spot right there.
Yeah, it's
shade
water.
there.
Right. Yeah.
So we pitch camp and we break camp and we move.
Right.
Verse 10. And they removed from Elim and encamped by the Red Sea. Verse 11. And they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. Verse 12. And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Dophkah. So we're going from place to place according to the Most High, telling us to break down, leave from here, and go there.
So why do we keep moving from places to places like that?
So we following God. He's leading us to our destination.
Exactly. Leading us to our destination, and no matter how comfortable we find a spot, after a while,
We can't be all that comfortable.
not only that, we will not be comfortable. We will be uncomfortable. For example, one thing that you see that's nice here, after a couple of days or a couple of years, you say, nah, I don't like it no more. Then you want something new, right? Because the Most High is leading us
That way.
that way to not be satisfied until we get to the point where He wants us to be.
Right. So we always gonna be like that.
We're always gonna be like that.
I mean, like for example, now, we're not in a homeland.
Right.
We're in a strange land.
Right.
Right.
And when this is Psalms 137, this is a strange land to us.
Right.
This, all this stuff, and those who get awake, this is a strange land because it took us there captivity, and we come here and we're like, wow. I mean, initially, but once we're here for a while, we start to get used to it, and we say, oh, we're this, we're Americans, we're Haitian, we're, Dominicans, and all this stuff, and say that's what we are. Some of you get all tattooed on all these big flags and all this stuff. It's what we are. This is our homeland. And some of our parents are even come here and they stay here and we're born here. And then say, oh, your homeland is Puerto Rico. Your homeland is Dominican Republic. So on and so forth. But going back, our homeland is Israel.
And just like the way we are right now, it's like we're in the wilderness.
Right.
We're in the wilderness. We're wandering from places to places. North Philly. One day we gotta move here. We gotta move there. We gotta move here in this place. Some of us move out of the country. Some of us move from this city to that city. I was living in that place and I keep moving. But it's like you wandering in the wilderness, right? And sometimes we even have plans, right? And the plan don't work out. Yeah. And we get frustrated. We're like, why my plan can never come to fruition? Mm-hmm. It's because the Most High is directing the steps that we take, right? And sometimes you say, at this age, I plan to have this kid and that kid. Or I plan to have a family, I plan to do this. Things don't work out the way we planned it. Right? We feel like the Most High don't answer our prayer. Right? The same way the Most High didn't take us the easy route, but the Most High take us in the route where that's where He wants you, the long route where He wants you to go. To learn the lessons that He's teaching you until you get to that point.
Right.
Yes.
Because I wanted to graduate from college, believe me.
Okay.
Right.
First,
You wanted to graduate.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Right.
because I mean, this is our goal to keep the Lord's statute and commandments of the Most High.
Right.
The Most High want us to do that, regardless of whatever we want to do, all of this and do this and so on. So they want us to come to the truth.
Right. So whatever we are doing that's not working, as long as, like Kahan said, you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, that's where the Most High wants you. That you know.
Right.
As long as you follow the right path,
Right.
that you know. As far as the thing that they had come through, it could have been good, it could have been bad, but you don't know. But what you know right now is that you following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what's important.
Yeah, that's like a prime example when you worked on the waterfront, I worked on the waterfront and I probably got my hours, my 700 hours.
Right.
I'm kind of glad I didn't get in there. I ain't see it then. But I would have been a lot of jams. That's why I didn't get it.
Right.
But I couldn't see that then. At that time, I wanted them 700 hours, regardless.
Right.
Because I'm working on the waterfront hard. Going on every day, doing what I have to do. And then what happened was, a man put somebody else on to work on my hours, but he didn't get the hours that he's supposed to help me out. But you can't see things right away. It takes time and years to get to understand.
Yeah.
But now I understand why.
And sometimes we may not understand why.
You're right.
You may never understand why until your house shot comes. He tells you. You ask him some question. Why you think at this point I wanted to do this and that? He's gonna break it down to you. Here's why. Here's why. You will never understand why. Some you'll get some idea, but some you will never understand why.
Yeah, because even Ezra asks a lot of questions. It's like, you won't know. You won't understand. But Matthew 6:33, it says, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you."
6-2?
Matthew 6:33.
Okay, good to you.
Yeah, seek the kingdom of the Most High first.
Okay. 6 chapter 33 verse, right?
Yeah, Matthew 6:33. Verse 13. And they departed from Dophkah and encamped in Alush. Verse 14. And they removed from Alush and encamped at Rephidim, where was no water for the people to drink. So verse 14. Verse 14, Exodus 17. Oh, let me get it quick.
That is like you compare 400 years of slavery versus 40 years in the wilderness to undo what was done in 400 years. So the Most High control time. Because if you've been programmed for 400 years, don't expect to change overnight.
No. Right.
It's gonna take some time to reprogram that mindset, to something different. But the Most High has that power. He can shorten the time, the reprogramming time, right? Versus how long it took us to 400 years to be in a Egyptian mindset.
So verse 14, it says, Exodus 17 and 3.
And the people thirsty.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead, read it.
And the people thirsty for the water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to keep us and our
To
children?
kill us.
Okay, excuse me. To brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst. Listen, that's how we is right now today. Whenever you with a group of black people, they gonna say all kinds of stuff. Like this right here. And they probably use other words besides that right there.
Oh, but but the thing is that like what I read in Numbers 11 and 5. Remember what I read in Numbers 11 and 5? We're thinking about all the fish, the freely fish that we ate there and so on and so forth.
Now you gonna give you some bread out the sky? Ain't no pizza. They ain't even know that word now. It's got no sauce on it. No pepper.
So you can read further down.
Okay. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, what shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. Come on, Lord. And the Lord said to Moses, go on before the people and take with thee of the elders of Israel and thou ride wherewith thou smote the river, take it thou hands and go. Behold, I will stand before thee upon the rock of Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people many drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Mesa and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they took the Lord, saying, is the Lord among us or not?
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Now, this time he did this right with this rock right here, right? Because he had to hit the rock again. It's the same rock, but one time he didn't do it. He told him what to do.
Yeah.
But he did it his way.
Yeah, he was.
Is this that rock right here?
I think it is.
Okay.
Or the most, he was supposed to do X amount of thing in it.
First rock.
Verse 15. And they departed from Rephidim and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. Verse 16. And they removed from the desert of Sinai and pitched at Kibroth Hathahava. Verse 17. And they departed from Kibroth Hathahava and encamped at Hazeroth. Verse 18. And they depart from Hazeroth and pitched in Rithmah. Yeah. And they departed from Rithmah and pitched at Rimmon Perez. Verse 20. And they departed from Rimmon Perez and pitched in Libnah. Verse 21. And they removed from Libnah and pitched at Risha. And verse 23. And they journeyed from Risha and pitched in Kehilatha. And they went from Kehilatha and pitched in Mount Shapher. and they removed from Mount Shapur and encamped in Haradah, and they removed from Haradah and pitched in Machilot, and they removed from Machilot and encamped at Tahat, and they departed from Tahat and pitched at Tahar, and they removed from Tahar and pitched in Mitka, and they went from Mitka and pitched in Hashmoah, and they departed from Hashmoah and encamped at Masarat.
We move it. We move it.
And they departed from Masarat and pitched in Bene Jakan, and they removed from Bene Jakan and encamped at Hor Ha Gidgad, and they went from Hor Ha Gidgad and pitched in Jot Bat Ha, and they removed from Jot Bat Ha and encamped at Ebrona, and they departed from Ebrona and encamped at Zion Gaber, and they removed from Zion Gaber and pitched in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they removed from Kadesh and pitched in Mount Hor in the edge of the land of Edom. So if you see the map, it's a Edom as a one section. One section where Edom is, and Moab in another section in the edge. And Aaron the priest went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of the Lord and died there in the 40th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the first day of the 5th month. So what is that? The first day of a month.
Like,
What is the first day? What is the first day of the month?
around April, March, April,
No. What is the first day of a month that we
the first,
celebrate?
the new moon.
Exactly.
Or I'm gonna hang with y'all for a while.
Every first day of the month is a new moon.
Yeah, sharp.
Yeah. Verse 39, and Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. So he was 123 when Aaron died. All right. So he lived a long time.
Right.
A long life.
Who that? Aaron?
Aaron, yes.
123 years. Okay.
And King Arad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan.
Right.
So what is the land of Canaan now?
You got that map, boy? Hey, you.
Yeah, what is the land of Canaan? What is it now? What is it called
The
now?
land of Canaan is the one that we were given.
What is
No,
going
what is
now?
it today?
What is it called now?
Well,
That's the book right there.
I don't need the book, just answer the question.
You might ask the book.
Jerusalem.
Not Jerusalem, Israel.
Is it Jerusalem in Israel?
Yeah, it's in, but the land itself.
Israel is the people.
Right,
The
Israel.
land is called Jerusalem.
So
The land is Israel.
Right.
Yeah, it's the land of Israel.
Right. The land of Israel, but the land itself is called Jerusalem.
Israel is the people.
Israel is the people.
Israel is the people, and also Israel is the land.
No, Israel is not the land. The land is the land. No, the land is the land. The land we walk on is the land. The land is the land. Israel is the people.
Israel is
of
the people.
land.
Of Jerusalem.
Right.
But sometimes they talk about Israel as a people, sometimes they talk about as a land.
They trying to mess us up. With that.
Right, because a land sometimes have a name, right?
Right.
Then you may have the people of the land who they can call it by that name, but the land is like when we read in Galatians, Jerusalem, which is above, which is the mother of us all. That's talking about
There
the
you go.
land.
That's Galatians 4:26.
Okay.
We in Philadelphia, but we in North Philly.
The people that's in the land is called after a man. But the land, sometimes the Most High give it a name. And the land that we are supposed to inherit is the land of Jerusalem.
Okay.
So
All right. That's
which when you read Ezekiel 20 and 6,
Ezekiel.
verse 40.
Okay. And that's in Jeremiah.
Ezekiel 20 and 6.
Yeah.
Is it 20?
Yeah, 26. In the day. No problem, give you.
Kabar, read that for me, please.
In the day.
Pick up bar.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
All right.
All right.
Are you ready to start?
I got it.
You got it?
Stop for what?
I'm here.
You already know that.
How you doing?
But you'll see that.
I'm gonna wait.
Jerusalem is the city. Right?
Go ahead, come.
And that in the day that I lifted up my hand unto them to bring them forth of the land of Egypt into a land that I had espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands.
Yep. It is the glory of all land. But, you know, all these nations are fighting over it, saying it's there and it's not. Strangers devoured in our presence. Is the glory of all land.
All right.
Right?
That's a
So
beautiful place.
so here the King Arad, the Canaanite, right? He heard of the coming of the children of Israel. So Deuteronomy 2:25. Zakar, read that for me, please.
Okay. Here we go to the top of this.
What, Deuteronomy?
225.
Yeah.
And it says, this day I will begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee and shall tremble and be in
Anguish.
anguish because of thee.
So when he King Arad, he heard of us, right? So what did he hear about us?
That our God will fight for us and destroy the other.
No, but he heard about what the Most High did to the Egyptians, right?
Right.
The 10 plagues and wipe out the Egyptian army, right?
That's right.
So he heard about that. So the Most High, he hear that, you know, that dread is upon him, because it's like,
I wonder who told him that.
no, but I'm saying I'm quite sure news spread abroad.
Communication wasn't that good back then.
Yeah, but coming,
Put it on his foot.
yeah, so he's in the land of Canaan, which is land of Israel.
Right.
So this is like years after. So news travel, letters go, and say, oh, the Most High delivered children of Israel out of Egypt and everything, and what he did to the Egyptians, and what he killed the whole army.
In the sea.
So he heard of the coming of the children of Israel.
Right.
Right?
What verse? 40?
That's what verse 40.
Right.
So just by hearing of us, how did he somehow he heard about us?
You heard about us?
And the dread, because he's in the land of Canaan. All right. Verse 41, and they departed from Mount Hor and pitched in Zalmonah. So he's hearing about it. He's a king. And it's like, wow. If the Mosaites kill the, the Egyptian army, swallow them up in the Red Sea, kill every one of them by the hand of the Mosai, it's not like it was in battle. The Mosai just killed them by the act of God. And they departed from Zalmonah and pitched in Punon. And they departed from Punon and pitched in Abot. And they departed from Abot and pitched in Ijah Barim in the borders of Moab. Who are the Moabites? Dakar?
The Chinese, Japanese?
Chinese.
I'll get into them.
Yeah.
Chinese, Japanese, Philippines.
Verse 45, and they departed from, what's this? Im and pitched in the Bongad.
That's what he is now. Now they in China, right?
No, it said the border. The border of Moab.
Outside of it.
Yeah, the border.
Okay, them. That sounds Chinese. Japanese, one of them.
Chinese.
Yeah, you can look at the name of it.
And they, what's it? 45. And they departed from Im and pitched in the Bongad. And they removed from the Bongad and encamped in Al-Mon Balatim. And they removed from Ammon di Blatim and pitched in the mount of Abram before Nebo. And they departed from the mountains of Abarim and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Jeshimot even unto Abel Shittim in the plains of Moab. Verse 50. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, this is what you're going to do. Then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you and destroy all their pictures and destroy all their molten images and quite pluck down all their high places.
Wow.
Why? The car, why?
So we're going to get that out the way. So we will have nothing to worry about when we get there. Just keep on going.
Now we gotta get.
Why we gotta do that?
Say that again. I mean, what's that?
No, you shouldn't even hear that.
Huh?
You shouldn't even hear that.
Now quiet. Say that again and drive all the
Verse 52.
of the land before you and destroy all the pictures of who they don't put up there as high gods and stuff. And he got rid of all that right there. So like right now today, we go to Roman, like they gods and kings and lords, which they're not.
No, why would we get away, destroy their gods and stuff?
Let's read that in another way.
We might start following.
Exactly.
Okay, he's right. We may start following them. I'm gonna write that next up. We may follow them.
Because we don't want their gods. We're gonna be in the lineup. We don't want their gods just hanging around, the place. Their idols and stuff, right?
Okay, all right, that's good. All right, thanks, man. We may follow their gods.
Yeah. So verse.
Not just only their gods, we got to destroy all of them.
All of them. Like I said, Namio over there, Kyo. He said, hold on,
Please,
don't say
please,
that.
please, please,
You know,
please don't
why
say
you
that.
wanna hear that? He's gonna say that in the wall.
Yeah, we gotta destroy all their
that.
gods and all their people. All the people there we gotta destroy them. We gotta eradicate. We gotta clean out. We gotta clean town.
Yeah.
Make sure that none of them left. And the Most High gonna tell us why and where we be going.
So read for me. Read Ezekiel 8:14 for me, please.
Ezekiel 8 who?
14.
14. Ezekiel 8:14. You with me? Then he brought me to the door of the gates of the Lord, house which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tuzma. That's the devil, ain't it?
Tammuz.
Tammuz.
These idols, false gods.
Yeah, okay, false gods.
And also read so we don't, the Most High don't want us to be even enticed to be worshiping their God because we have the Most High.
I just told you something about women that influence you. No, leave her alone. You ain't with God, leave her alone.
Read Ezekiel, read Deuteronomy 7.
Oh, that's 7:6.
No, 7 and 2.
Mm-hmm. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them, and destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Just kill them.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 7:2. You hear me, Nate?
So.
You read the Bible? No, read no Bible. Bye-bye. You can tell us
Psalm 96 and 5.
Right, you know that one, right? You should know that one. 96 and 5. It says, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Okay, yes. So these gods, the gods of the nations, are idols, right?
Right. That's 95.
And we don't want to have all of that stuff in our land.
Right.
So verse 53.
Say again.
Verse 53, Numbers 33, verse
Okay,
53.
right.
And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. So, Deuteronomy 7 and 2.
That's Numbers.
So, go back again with Deuteronomy 7 and 2. That should make, smite them and destroy them and make no covenant with them, no showing any mercy to them. Because it's not going to be a cohabitation, right? It's not going to be a cohabitation, right?
Right.
We're going to drive them out, destroy their idols and drive them out.
$54. This is a good one right here.
What's this?
Verse 54. Watch it.
54 in Numbers.
Numbers what?
33, 54.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you keep looking up something.
Yeah.
But take your time, brother. It's all good. We made it.
Down to 54.
That's really good. Yeah, so the Most High said to drive out these nations, no man in covenant or even further on marriages with them, no mercy and so on and so forth. verse
54.
54. Let me look up something
Go ahead,
quick.
take your time, take your time.
I can't find it.
Yeah, the day before yesterday.
Yeah, I can't find it, but that's okay.
Okay.
Verse 54. And he shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. So how we are incising, because if you see the line of Israel with the 12 tribes, with the 11 tribes are there, and Levite within each of the tribes.
But
All right.
blended in each group.
Right, it was the priests.
Yeah, because the priests, so they have 9, 7.
Yeah, yeah.
Get this quick. Yeah, in the line, the tribes of Joshua 18 and 7.
Yeah.
Joshua 18 and 7. Verse 54.
Right.
Yeah, Zakar, read that.
Okay. Okay. Same thing here. 18:7. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance.
Yes.
And Gad and Reuben and half of the tribe of Manasseh.
Yeah, so with the tribe of Levi, they don't have a, a line there, because keep reading. Manasseh.
Yeah,
Have received,
I'm to pose a question, but let them finish reading.
Yeah.
have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them.
Yeah. So
what does the half tribe of Manasseh mean? What does that mean?
because if you look at the land, some of the tribes are like is in a line, and some lands are. If you look on the map of the line of the 12 tribes of Israel, the line itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me look at the line. Half of the tribe. Trying to make it a little bigger. See, Manasseh, when you see it,
Manasseh?
yeah, Manasseh is pretty big, right? You have Manasseh on this side and that side. Because I have here, I think Manasseh is the biggest line, and then you have Judah.
Those be called the Spanish people.
Ephraim and Manasseh, the Cubans.
Like Cubans down in like Puerto Rico.
Like Joseph's son,
Yeah, New
Ephraim,
Mexico,
Ephraim and Manasseh.
South America.
No, Manasseh's are the Cubans.
Okay, they down there by South America.
Yeah, more or less in the Caribbean
Yeah.
area. It's a half of Manasseh. You got, if you look on the map, you kind of see it there.
You don't know with the book.
Right. Because half was already settled there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you have another group of them settled in the east.
Yes.
So that's why it's mentioned the message.
And it says also,
Okay.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Manasseh.
And it say,
It said, what do you say, half it was settled.
Yeah, half was settled in the land properly.
Oh,
in
that's
the
all
Holy
that
Land.
means, just half of them was over here.
Right.
And
In the
that's what that
in the
means.
Holy Land already, right? And then half of them was already settled with the tribe of Reuben and Gad.
Okay.
And then you had another group of them that was settled in the east side of Jordan.
Okay, that's what
and plus it says, ye shall give more, and to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer you shall give less
Right.
inheritance.
So you can read it in Numbers the 32nd chapter.
Yeah, you could see Issachar and Zebulun is smaller, and Benjamin is smaller than Ephraim, and so Manasseh is big here, according to this map here, is big. You have one side and you have the other side, separated by the River Jordan. Yeah, I'm looking at the map here, right here. Manasseh is separated by the River Jordan.
Right. Remember, they had promised Moses that they would fight. They would fight for that land. And if you read it in Numbers the 32nd chapter, and they make a promise to Moses, we're gonna fight for that land, we're gonna keep it. But we're gonna make sure we fight all the way to make sure that all Israel will settle. But this place right here, we claim it. We claim that spot.
Yeah.
What?
32nd chapter.
Okay, the whole chapter.
So they promised to Moses, listen, see that place right there? We got that. But you know what? We still gonna fight. We're gonna make sure that we hold our promise. We're gonna fight for Israel. Make sure each tribe settle in their own spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And we will not rest until we make sure that happens. But that spot right here, we claim that spot.
Right.
It said Numbers, what it said?
29,
The second-
Numbers 32, 29.
Numbers what?
Go to the whole chapter.
32, well, the whole chapter was 32, 29. And Moses said to them, if the children of Gad, the children of Reuben, will pass with you over the Jordan, every man armed to battle. Before the Lord, the land shall be subdued before you. I mean, he's going to roll with you. Then ye shall give them the land of Gilead,
Yeah.
Gilead, for a possession.
Right.
Nabia gave you that.
So according to the, you shall give more inheritance, and to the fewer you shall give the less inheritance.
Right.
Because according to the number of people we are.
Good proportion.
Yeah.
If they have more people, of course they're gonna require more land because they have more mouths to feed.
Yeah.
They have
And
more mouths to feed, they need more land to cultivate.
Yeah, and also Genesis 49 and 7, a precursor to a precursor to the tribe of Levi that I'm using here, and yeah, Genesis 49 and 7.
49.
49 or 49?
Genesis 49. Genesis chapter 49, verse 7.
Right, so check this out. Let me read the 32nd chapter so you get it. You read the 29th verse. Let me read the 32nd chapter 1 to 5. Go ahead, real fast.
No.
Now the children of Israel.
Are you reading now?
Huh?
Numbers?
Numbers 1, 32, verse 1 to 5.
Oh, 32. Okay.
32.
Right. It says, now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. So they had a lot of cattle.
Right, you gotta eat.
And those cattle, they're gonna need a place to graze. They need to eat grass, right? So they need a lot of land.
Right.
It says, and when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle.
Right.
Right, so it was suitable for what they got.
Right.
It said the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the chief priest and unto the prince of the congregation, saying, After right in Deban, in Jazer, in Nimrah, in Heshbon, in Elialah, in Shebam, in Nebo, in Beyond, even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel is a land for cattle, and thy servant have cattle.
Right.
It says, Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servant for a possession, and bring us not over to Jordan. Yeah? And bring us not over to Jordan. So they decided they were going to stay on that side, but they're going to fight to make sure that they get to the land where Israel will be settled.
Be settled in the old land.
Right.
Yeah. So Manasseh is big on either side. And also Genesis 49.
When you go to Genesis 49:7,
Yeah, you can read that for me. Like I read about the tribe of Levi, like Joshua 18 and 7.
all right. Okay, Genesis 49:7. Cursed be their anger, for it was fiery,
Fierce.
fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
So with the tribe of Levi is scattered in Israel. They don't have a land for themselves. So because they're the priests and they're gonna teach us, teach us about the law,
Right.
and they're gonna do the sacrifices and so on and so forth to the Most High. Right? So that's 54. 55. It says, but if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, that's if, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land where ye dwell. Right. So it's not, there should be any cohabitation, that we're there and they're there also.
And because also, you could be a strong man, right? You could be as strong as you are. A little dirt in your eye can bother you and make you, make you uncomfortable, right? No matter how strong you are. Right. So it tells you, it tells you if you leave just a little bit of the nation there, they're gonna be just like that little dirt in your eye. It's gonna make you uncomfortable while whatever you do. And just like a needle is so small,
thorn,
yeah, you could be big, but a needle can prick you, and you feel it. Right. So even though you just live just a small one of them, just like a needle, but they're gonna make you uncomfortable. So they're gonna be bothering you all over the place. So that's why you gotta get rid of all of them. Right.
Yes.
Don't leave just a little bit of it. You gotta get rid of.
Wipe them out.
Wipe them out.
Like Deuteronomy 7 and 2, right? They make no covenant.
A small needle makes difference. Yeah. And it can be very uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you could be a multitude, but a very needle can make you feel uncomfortable. So that's why you step on something like that and you feel, oh, right. So you gotta get rid of all of them. Wipe them out. Or a mouse in the oven. Exactly.
Yeah. So like Deuteronomy 7 and 2 again, under read. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them.
Right.
Verse 2.
Right.
And verse 3. Let me read verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Verse 4, the key, for they will turn thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Right. So what I was gonna say is, imagine Israel is a multitude which no man could number, right? And you have just like a few Esau with a little bit of money, right, can just come in and infiltrate and destroy this whole world tribe. Just to show you, even just a little bit of them can make a difference. It make you well uncomfortable, make life miserable before you can live even in your own house.
Yeah. So, so they would vex us. More, verse 56, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them.
If you don't get rid of them, what I was gonna do to them, I'm gonna do to you.
So, verse 56.
So you got no choice but to get rid of them.
You have to get rid of them. Get rid of them.
So, when you read Deuteronomy 28,
Go first.
Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 28.
But it shall come to pass,
Deuteronomy
if thou wilt not hearken
28.
to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee
28,
this
15,
day,
y'all can know?
that
Yeah.
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Yes, so the Most High say, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. So that was a good chapter. That's the end of the chapter. So Numbers 33. So we're gonna take a half an hour break, and then we come to Numbers chapter 34. Till the Shabbat, this till the Sabbath, Shabbat, no kindling of fire. All right. Shalom, Israel. See you in half an hour. Stay tuned.
Now you can look at your phone.